Well, hello and welcome. I'm Sue Britz,
And I'm Tina Lokkbakk. Welcome to Retired.
the podcast where we talk about what life is like when we put on new tread, new wheels that move us to our next adventure. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is happening. Yes. And we're going to have an early release for this one. Guess what day it's going to fall on?
Thursday.
Yes, because it's Thanksgiving. Yes.
So today, are we giving thanks?
You know, today and every day we're giving thanks. We should always be giving thanks. We need to live a life that's more focused on gratitude. We need to have that present in every day. I mean, we were talking about this last week with the poetry of Andrea Gibson and how they were living and modeling their best life filled with joy and beauty, seeing and accepting all of that even as they were facing death. You know, we hear that and that's powerful, and then we know that. We understand that if we've experienced that in our own life where we've had loved ones who have died and they're seeing the beauty, they're able to turn it into beauty rather than and they're lucky enough not to have to suffer it, and we see that, we know that, but we forget it. And yeah, we need to be more present with that. So that's what I like about Thanksgiving. As a young person, I always, of course, I love Halloween. Halloween's great, but Thanksgiving was always about, to me, just a moment to kind of go, oh yeah, this is that time we're supposed to remember and refocus our thoughts on gratitude and more actively on gratitude. So that's cool.
So there was a Thanksgiving, and I wanted to implement this because I thought it sounded like the cutest thing. And it was like a Thanksgiving tree. So you cut out leaves and you pass it to everybody at the table, and then you have to write down like something you're grateful for and then stick it on this paper tree. And I think little things like that are what make that day special, is to come up with those things, that make you grateful. And now, fast forward, I want to get into the habit of every morning when my eyes peel open, just to be grateful to be here. Yeah. Just to start off the day with, I am alive and my body is still functioning. Like, thank God.
Yeah, literally. And that's what people, I think, when we move out of a life that has religion as a center and we live a more secularized life, we forget to do those little moments of prayer. I mean, prayer doesn't have to be to God. It can just be a thought that you, or intention, or in gratitude, and to put it into practice, like you're saying, like every day when you wake up, just to say a thank you and to be grateful, and that kind of reframes what our life is like. If we are able to center it on gratitude, I think it's a great thing. Okay, so we're experiencing some technical difficulties with our internet again. Are we back? I hear... Ooh, feedback? Sounds like we're in different continents. Oh my goodness. All kinds of feedback. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Let's that down a bit, because it's annoying. It's kind of fun recording strange sounds, though.
Okay.
You're frozen. There you go. Blink.
Oh, you're frozen already. Okay.
You're frozen too.
According to my computer, it said Sue is unstable.
I am actually a pretty stable person.
But what about your internet connection?
And I checked my internet. It said that's good. So, okay, so let's continue. We've had a good deal of technical issues. Regardless, I'm very thankful that we're able to even do this. So that's a good thing. So we were
So
saying
yeah, I'm thankful
it's
too.
the idea of gratitude, thankfulness is a practice that
Yeah.
unless you get in, don't get it. If you don't get into the practice of it, then it can kind of fall off your radar for a while. But I would even say in a practice that can happen too. You can do things mechanically and not be really present. It's kind of like when you do yoga, and I don't know about you, but if you're just doing it to do it, and your mind's not with your body doing it, then you don't get the full benefit of the yoga.
Yeah. What has kept me really present is to not drag it on forever. So I do the right side, I do the left side, just the beginning stretches, and I'm good. Like I can breathe and focus on it because it's so short. I think for me is when it goes too long, then I can't hold that attention that long, you know?
Now, do you meditate?
I do. I try most days to do it. When my routine gets shot like it is now, I haven't. But yeah, I do. I take 5 minutes. Can I share with you my is this the time to do it? To share with you my meditational practice?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. I set my timer for 5 minutes, 9 seconds. 9 seconds to get myself in position and comfy and then focused. And then I just practice breathing, thinking about the intake and how it kind of makes my nose tickle at the tip. And then I just pay attention, obviously, to the thoughts that go through, which are multitudes often. And I just go, that's nice, back to the tip of the nose. That's nice, back to the tip of the nose. And then it goes off. I reset the timer. And this is like my favorite part. It's like, whew, the hard part's done. Then I go, okay, body, how are you feeling? Oh, arthritis in the big left toe. Got it. Oh, I'm really tense all over. Oh, right. And then I go to the mind and it's like, hey, it's not so bad today. Or, oh shit, it's really swirling. So I acknowledge where it is. And then I acknowledge, like, what is my spirit connection? Like, am I feeling connected to God, the universe? Um, and then I'll go to emotions. What are you feeling today? Oh, you're a little sad. Got it. Okay. Oh, you're angry. Got it. It is, right? And then I go to the senses. And I learned this from, do you remember our colleague Yin? Not a colleague, but she was a parent. She was amazing. You probably, okay. No, it was after you weren't there. Anyway, she came in and did yoga with my class and did the most amazing thing. So I said, okay, what do you smell? And then I take a minute and just smell, or a second. Okay, what are you touching? And then I'll touch something and then go, okay. It's to bring back the senses, right? Every day. And then what are the sounds I'm hearing? And then I acknowledge all the different sounds. Taste. It's usually toothpaste or leftover breakfast. And I imagine it. And then sight. So often I will set a candle. And so when I open my eyes, I just look at the flame for a second and look at what it does. So then I've gotten into the body. I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware of what's stressing me out. So it's a total of 10 minutes and 9 seconds. And then I often pray and say, just let me be of service. Let me be my best self today. For God's sake, tell me what I should be doing with my life. And then I move on. And then if I'm really on the ball and my mind is super active, then I sit down and I do journal writing. And I have to just say, Julia Cameron is amazing. It's the artist's way. It's James Cameron's sister, but this woman is a genius and she's very famous in journaling. And so what she taught me was to do 3 8 by 11 pages every day. Now that's a hard one because that takes me 30 minutes and I'm a pretty fast handwriter. But the beauty of that, and I recommend it to all, is it really lets you know what you're really deep down thinking. Like, even though you meditate and you think you know what you're thinking, you don't know what you're really thinking and what your opinions are until it just comes out, at least for me, onto this paper. And I learn a lot about myself. I get creative. I have all these ideas. It is like the best thing. And there's my morning. There you go. That's meditation. And part of that, I want to incorporate more gratitude, to be honest.
Well, that's neat. That you've got
Hello.
this routine that is cool. I always it sounds very intentional and very scheduled, and it's a good way because it by building it like then it becomes like a muscle memory that you just do these things naturally. But the way I've always done meditation and I haven't been doing a lot recently, is more like where you leave space to leave your body, to leave your mind, and let whatever happens happen. And usually it's like for it's like a very sacred thing, like you're touching the divine, and that's how I've always kind of thought of meditation. It's different. Yeah, it's interesting. Meditation in itself, that's how I kind of think of it. To meditate on something is a different thing. So like for like when I'm doing yoga, if you do it mindfully, so that's like the
Yeah.
meditation part, the mindful, it's connection to your body and stuff. That's what I mean by, so there's multiple definitions for meditation in my mind. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when that's not present, then you don't it's not as uh fulfilling. It doesn't do its job fully.
Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yours is a practice that is very cool because it sounds like it centers you and directs you. It lets you go where you need to go and attend to what you need to attend and become aware of yourself. And that's something we so often don't do in our culture. We just move forward fast.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to go a little deeper, but I think for me, as I'm trying to describe, like I was actually talking to my daughter, I used to think meditation, right? You get to the transcendental, I don't know,
Mm.
you're lost. It's kind of like morphine or a high because you've reached the top, right? And I said, no, for me, what it is, it's a mind cleansing.
Mm.
It's a clarity thing. It's letting me know where I am so that I can be aware as the day goes on. It's like a ring point, right? And it allows me to be more intentional with the day or more compassionate with myself. Like if I'm in pain, it's like acknowledging where I'm at and then figuring out how to be my best self within that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I would call it.
That's a really that's a great way to start the day because then you do this every day.
Just about.
All right.
Yeah, the where I struggle right now is I've tried to shorten the Julia Cameron 3 pages and do it to 15 minutes, but I really don't come up with the best answers to things. And especially while I'm trying to be creative,
Mm-hmm.
I really do need those 30 minutes because it digs down deep and then things pop up and it's like, oh. So I have to go deep in there in order to get the answers to the things or the things that are really bothering me with true clarity. It's 30 minutes.
Well, that's so interesting. It ties back to our idea of if you have the luxury of not having to be on a work schedule, um, you can take the time. I mean, in theory, you could take the time if you are on a work schedule. You just have to prioritize it. But our lives and the greater culture outside of ourselves really push us to ignore that or to, like you say, skim it down to from half an hour to 15 minutes or to 5 minutes or whatever. And then when you're putting timers on things, it's a whole different feeling than
It's
things
stressful.
happening more holistically. Yeah, that's a wonderful practice. And if we could, in our greater culture, spend more time on things that provide for our well-being and our gratitude, it would be an amazing difference in our world, I think.
Yeah, and like I said, that's the one area that I would want to add more is the gratitude. I need to get that into the routine because I do think it puts you in a better space throughout the day. I realize, I don't know if you've tried it, but if you do the gratitude in the evening, I'm often so tired, I'm barely able to make it to bed. I'm so tired. So for me to have to do one thing more when I go to sleep, it doesn't work. I don't know if that is a true thing for you, but
Yeah, I think
I
that.
would like to add that more. I'd like to end the day with gratitude and
Hmm.
begin it.
Yeah, gratitude at the end of the day, then it sets you up for
Yeah,
a
you're
good night's
gone.
sleep. Just going, oh yeah, and that kind of tucks you in. It's a nice thought. Okay, so Thanksgiving. We're talking When we first started, we were like, what are we going to talk about on Thanksgiving? And of course, you have to talk about gratitude. And I thought we'd build up to that. But we talked about gratitude from the beginning, which is not a bad thing. But
No,
our original thought was to talk about, what was it?
hold on. The most important thing
Okay.
about Thanksgiving.
If you think that way, sure. Okay. Maybe when you're a, yeah, I don't know. It depends on the mood, I
I really
guess.
don't, but yeah, exactly.
Okay. Which is
But
what,
but
Tina?
dessert, not desert. Dessert, two S's.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
we need to talk about the important things right now, and this is important.
well, and it's kind of good because we're going to wrap up with dessert, which is typically served last. And we had talked about talking about it
At the
first.
end.
Yeah, we talked about about it first and eating or having dessert before we have our dinner and the delight in that. But now we're wrapping it up more traditionally where we're going to have our dessert at the end. So go ahead and what do you want to say about dessert, Tina? Come on, bring on the dessert.
Pumpkin pie with whipped cream.
What
Pumpkin pie with whipped cream.
does it
That's
have to
all I
be
got to say.
homemade
It's
pumpkin
the
pie?
best. It is,
Can it be
you
from the
know,
can?
this is the thing. It can be from a can. That's not the problem. I think what bothers me, like I just went to Costco and I bought a huge pie and there was just me. Maria had gone, so took it and I cut it in slices and I put batches of 4 frozen pieces in the freezer so I could have them as I go along because I don't eat a lot of dessert. I don't even crave it. But here, back to your question is I just want pumpkin pie with ingredients that I can read. And that's what I look for in a pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is amazing, but can we just keep it to pumpkin, sugar, butter, flour? No, there's so much stuff in it. And that depresses me with the pumpkin pie. So, in answer to your question, I don't care who makes it, how it's made, but can you just keep it to the ingredients you can read? Salt, sugar.
I'm not on team pumpkin pie. The thought of
Oh,
pumpkin pie makes me almost want to throw up. So
no.
yeah, I'm on the team of anti pumpkin pie. But I understand people
Oh,
want their pumpkin pie. I get it. Uh, this the whole pumpkin spice thing and just the aroma of it
oh
makes me
God, yes.
want
Oh,
makes me want to gag. Especially then when it, like you say, it's if it's a fake aroma, then that's even worse. Those candles and stuff.
yes. The fake is no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, for me, my favorite desserts are well, my favorite dessert is ice cream. And
Oh,
then but if you force me to go and have a pie, okay, I like key lime or banana. And then I'm
which is
realizing,
very
oh, that's what
unthanksgiving-ish.
I'm saying. I'm thinking this is all very summer-esque. Does
It
that
is
say something about my
Floridian, actually.
yeah, very summer-esque. I don't know, but I think that if I could have my druthers, and I can't because no one,
Yeah, yeah,
no, it
yeah.
would be, I would
Oh,
have the uh, mud pie, the one with the ice cream and the nuts and the chocolate and
caramel.
that maybe I don't
Isn't
even
it
need that,
caramel?
but
Oh,
and then and it has the crust that's the like the graham cracker, but it's chocolate graham cracker. That would be so
oh yeah,
good. But
true.
there's no room in the freezer for that kind of thing, and whatever. So then the alternate would be, yeah, I can enjoy any, the berry pie or whatever. That's fine. Apple, not so much. I don't like the apple as much, but um, I would have a pecan pie. I like the nuts. But, so pecan pie would be great. I'm just not going to salivate over it. I'd rather have a flan,
Oh,
so it's like,
really?
yeah. So
Oh,
I don't know. I guess I'm a summer
oh.
dessert person. And the other part,
I'm
I can make
on is my
do, but I'm just
thinking.
not going to make do with pumpkin. I'll just pass. If that's all there is, I'm passing.
So, if you were given a choice of, hey Sue, you could have flan, mud pie, or pecan. Pecan, it sounds like that's you're doing everybody a favor by eating the pie. Is that correct? So, if you could have your druthers, it would be in a mud pie. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. But,
Mud pie or flan? No, I need to get down to the two. A
well,
mud pie or flan?
the realistic thing is I mean, I'll always choose the ice cream. Always, always, always. But the thing is, there's no room in
Oh,
the fridge
okay.
for those things or the freezer for those things, and no one else is going to eat it. Well, they probably would eat it if it were out, but yeah, you don't also let sit a mud pie out on the countertop for a long time. No, but and I make flan on the regular, so it's not like it's I'm missing it or anything. So
On the regular.
yes, I'm a flan maker.
Okay. Okay, because so is Maria. You guys would totally hit it off. I will eat flan. I'm just not crazy about it, but I'm feeling your mud pie.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's what you got to do.
So, so you didn't mention the flavor of the ice cream. Does that matter to you?
Flavor of ice cream. I like
Uh-huh.
I like all ice cream. See, this is the other thing. I could be happy at Thanksgiving with just vanilla ice cream with the fresh berries and some nuts on top, or a little drizzle of chocolate, or dessert
Oh,
wine or whatever. Or even, have you ever had ice cream, vanilla ice cream with a very excellent olive oil drizzled on top? It's so good. Mm.
olive oil?
You
Are
would
you
never think,
kidding? Whoa.
but it is amazing.
No.
But it's got to be high end, really, well crafted olive oil. It's so delicious. But no, I think that
Wow.
I think my favorite ice cream is the mocha almond fudge. I mean, yum.
Oh,
What's not to like about chocolate and more chocolate and nuts and and peanut butter. Oh, peanut butter ice cream. Oh,
oh God.
yeah, with chocolate and peanut butter. Mm, mm, mm.
Okay. Okay. Ben and Jerry's has a good peanut butter chocolate. I do
Yeah,
that as well.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't do it very
Okay. Well, this
often.
is good. Now
All
I
right,
know what your favorite ice creams are.
there we go. All right, so our let's wrap this thing up. Let's pass the turkey. Let's pass the best part of Thanksgiving for me is the people. You know, spending time with people that you love and talking out loud, doing that tradition where you go around the table and you all say what you're thankful for. And every once in a while, something really amazing comes out. Otherwise, people say the regular things. I'm so grateful for my friends and my family. And it's true, but it's nice to hear those things out loud. Um, it's about the people. So I would encourage you all to find your best people and your chosen family, your friends, whether it's in person or on the phone or on a FaceTime or whatever you're doing, to do that. Let that be your meditation for the
Um,
day.
and we didn't talk specifically about what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We're having we've been going to a family member's house for the last few years, and so Melinda really wanted to cook turkey this year, and so
Oh,
we're
good.
having Thanksgiving here. My daughter and her boyfriend are coming, and
Oh,
my dear friend Richard is coming. He's
oh,
bringing his people, so it's a party
oh,
of
would you
four.
please say hello to everyone that I know?
Absolutely. And what are you doing?
You know, I'm so out of it right now, having just, transitioned to up here. I don't know. The beauty of it all is that a day is just a day. Celebrated at some point or acknowledged, that's all that really matters.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll figure it out. My daughters are going to be together with their dad, and actually I'm happy for that. I'm happy that and my youngest will be bringing her boyfriend, and I'm happy because I want my daughters to spend some time together.
Mm-hmm.
And the addition of my youngest daughter's boyfriend, he's such a love. Like, I just love him. I feel like it's such a gaining in people in the family. Like, whether it becomes a thing or not, he's such a joy to have around that I don't feel like I've lost my daughter. I've gained another human I really enjoy, which is really
Nice.
cool. So I want my eldest daughter and my youngest and the boyfriend to get to know each other. So that makes me happy. And
Excellent.
then at Christmas, then I'll be seeing them.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
taking turns. Being around family, chosen family, all of it,
Yes.
be out there and And just let people in your life know that you care about them, you're thinking about them, whether you're together or not, doesn't matter. Yeah, just embrace gratitude.
Yep, we're alive here, Sue. We've outlived many of our friends
Yes.
and
indeed.
family.
All right. Happy
right.
Thanksgiving, Tina. Have a good one.
And you too, Sue.
Thanks for listening. Now let's pack up this week's episode in the trunk.
Ride shotgun and be a part of our adventure by clicking on the plus sign to subscribe and follow our show. This will help our ratings and, more importantly, inspire us to keep creating fun and engaging content. We would love to hear from you in the comments sections or email us at retiredpodcastnewtread@gmail.com. Use the fast track lane by sharing episodes with friends, family, and anyone who would like to join us on our road trip through retirement.
Be sure to check the show notes for links and contact information. Retired is chauffeured by Sue Britz and Tina Lokkbakk. It is produced, directed, and edited by me, Sue Britz. Music and graphics are by me too. Buckle up and tune in next week so that you won't miss your chance to join
our retired road trip.
Okay, we're done. All right, yeah. Whatever.
So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. This is going to be a nightmare for you, I apologize.
So be it.
Yeah.